Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of Create Expectations. So, I'm going to tell you to go watch part 1 on Zara's channel, like it, subscribe it, do all the fun things, leave a comment, come back and watch part 2. And you should actually legitimately watch them in order this time because we didn't even finish the discussion on part 1.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it was
So,
crazy, man.
you will have absolutely no context if you just start here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, remember to like our videos even if you don't like them. If you know what I
Right.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we left off on datacrons. And I have one more thought on them. I realize we've been talking about them forever, so I will do my best to keep this concise.
It's good questions. Good things to ponder. I think you're
um,
doing good.
so
So what's
my
up?
my other thought on this is that as the sets come out, as we progress through different Datacron sets, and we're recycling these metas and whatever, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think recycling them will be good. It's going to let us flush out some overpowered stuff and mechanics and whatever. But the currency that we're upgrading these Datacrons with will get broken down when that set expires, and then you can apply it to the new set. While this is happening, you're also acquiring more currency and datacrons from conquest, from territory war, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So as we progress through this, we will theoretically, I don't know, this is just me, how I was understanding the text. Theoretically, we will have a lot of like datacrons that have been broken down, recycled to the
Yeah.
point that we would have a decent stash of them, like as you're progressing through them.
Yeah.
So the more you collect and the more you break down, the better you are long term, maybe? Am I
Uh,
making
so
sense?
so if you collect a bunch in season one, and then
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't break down until season four.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a bunch of them that you've accumulated through all these different means, through territory wars and conquest and shipments, etc.,
Right.
then then in season four you're going to be way more set up because you'll be able to break them down into theoretically a much more robust amount of currency of season four currency. Is
Right.
what you're saying?
Right. And then what will happen is in season 7, you'll have the breakdown from season 4, which will already also include the breakdown from season 1. It's like a compound thing.
Well, you have to think that it's going to have diminishing value, and
I would assume, maybe. I don't know. Because won't we also, like when season 4 starts, we would be earning currency from Conquest during that season 4 month.
sure.
Um, but you will already have a little bit from season 1 being broken down. So you'll have this pool, and then that will break. I don't know.
Right. So it's like okay. Season one, you upgrade to have you have 10 data whatever datacrons, and you're like okay, 10 datacrons of assorted levels. That's great. So you go to season four,
Yep.
and you break it. It breaks down, and you're like okay, so before anything else happens, I have enough to potentially upgrade all of my season four datacrons up to those same assorted levels,
Right.
and then you accumulate currency to be able to increase those levels potentially.
Right.
And then when you get to seven, you can break them down, and those assorted levels are going to be even higher.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I mean,
Like
that'd be really interesting.
they might not be as high as where they were at the end of your season 4, but I would think that they would be higher than where like you would have a middle ground basically, and it would just kind of keep.
Mm,
I guess it
I like that.
honestly is going to depend on what the breakdown ratio is, I think. And we don't know what that
Right.
is.
Like,
Um,
are we getting 10% of the value, or are we
yeah,
getting like 90% of the value?
right. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When I first read it, I immediately was like, are they going? It sounds like they would compound, even with it breaking down. Like it sounds like it would eventually start compounding, which
Well,
means
yeah.
the longer you're going with it and
Mm-hmm.
the more you're collecting of them, you're going to be coming out
Yeah.
ahead
So
in a way. I don't know.
So once you start, like they'll do their first exhibition seasons or whatever with the Datacrons.
Mhm.
So that may not touch those, but once you move on past that, the first season might be the wisest if you're like, man, I'm gonna whale on some season, but I don't know which one. That might be the one that you spend all of your extra income or all of your extra crystals or
Hmm.
resources or whatever on, so that you can you have residual effects later down the line.
Right.
I like that. I hadn't really thought that to conclusion either. You're coming up with good thoughts, Sarah. It's good. I'm glad you have
Thanks.
thoughts.
I had thoughts. So those were some of my initial thoughts that I had on them so far. I do have the opinion that the sky is not falling. Not yet. I would like to actually see the sky start falling on me with the datacrons in my hands before I say that it is falling. But as of right now, I'm gonna see what happens. That's the camp I'm in.
Sure. So I'll just say this. As of right now, I think my biggest concern
Hmm.
is the time factor, because
Yeah.
they're not adding, like, they're not, it's not replacing something. It's not like, hey, you can now sim, something. I don't even know, like sim the
Sith
Sith
raid.
raid or
Ma-
something. Like, they're not making my job easier. Like,
hmm.
it's just going to be like, oh, hey, you have another level of engagement.
Right.
And it's like, if I'm spending 2 hours on the game daily, I don't know how much I spend, but if it's 2 hours, now, if you average it out, it's probably going to end up being like 2 hours and 10 minutes. If I'm managing things really well in GAC and stuff, like, maybe it'll average to less. Maybe they'll be really easy to just like, oh, yep, just slap some datacrons on. It's all intuitive, easy enough, good to go. But
Hmm.
my guess is that it's going, especially initially, it's going to be like, I don't know. I have no idea. It's like, okay, should I reroll this one? Because I only got tenacity on it, and I really wanted potency.
Hmm.
But I only have a limited number of resources, so, should I just wait and see if I need to reroll something else late? Like, it's going to be weighing a lot of these things. And it's great fodder for future YouTube videos, so I'm not really complaining, but I do think that it's going to take more time, more
It is.
engagement.
It
And
is. And I mean, the the other thought that I had about this, sorry, I swear this is the last one.
you do
Because we're
swear a lot.
I do swear. Because we're getting them in conquest primarily, like territory war, but also conquest. And we're
Mm-hmm.
going to be having that bonus node, which is great because they did say we'll be able to do feats on it and have, theoretically datacrons drop, which is great. So it kind of takes a little bit of the like grind 40 battles away, because I mean it's still a grind, but at least you're getting something for it in return. So that's kind of a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But that I was wondering if that takes away your desire to get to 79 energy. Once you're done conquest, you get to 79 energy, you buy 2 refreshes that bumps you to 319 energy, so that you have 319 energy to carry over for the next conquest, right? Are you
I
going to
guess
have
you
the
do.
you do. That's the max you can take over.
Okay.
That's the math
All
on
right.
it, in case you didn't know. um Now you know.
Uh, Canadian
But
school system doing something good here. This is good.
but does it diminish your desire to do that? Because instead of buying those energy refreshes and having a stash set up for your next conquest, would you rather just blow through those refreshes on the bonus nodes that conquest to get the datacron drops that conquest? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Can't you do both?
you could if you want, like, at one point though, you are eventually going to have to decide, like, if you take it down to the wire of when conquest is
Sure.
running out, are you going to go all the way down to 0 energy so that you can get a few more extra datacron pieces, or do you save up your energy for your next conquest run?
Guys, this is just a plug for Sarah's channel. She will explain to you the best value. All right, I don't have these answers for you. I plan on bludgeoning the hell out of all of my conquests in the future and in the past.
Right.
So, but you're right. Like, it's a question in terms of resource management, which I just
Yeah.
I,
Would
I don't
you?
care as much on my main, because won't let myself like micromanage it, but I think that's wise. Like people who are pinching their pennies and free to play, like that is absolutely valid. So I
It,
don't mean to be dismissive.
no, but I don't even mean resource management in terms of like, do you care about having the energy for next conquest? It's would you rather have, because once that conquest is over, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get the currency unless it's in the weekly or in the weekly store that season, quote unquote, for those datacrons. Because when the next conquest starts, we're on to set 2 or set 3 or
Right.
whichever. So you can't upgrade that set from the month that you're working on anymore. So is it more beneficial to go after that and have a really good, I guess it's going to depend on the sets that you have, or do you hoard your energy so that you can get ahead next set?
Well, if they give us previews, we might be able to make a good decision. I'm not sure.
Anyway, I don't know. Just a thought.
Why not both?
It's,
Sorry. I
no,
apologize.
stop it.
All right. Viewer questions?
All right. So viewer questions. Yes.
Okay. So you had, all right, we had one from Ted H.
Mm-hmm.
Ted. Maybe it's just like a Ted, like there's an exhale there. Okay, so he's close to completing the requirements for Executor. They might not have enough prestige, but a decent amount, it looks like. 800 prestige.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't actually know. I think you need 2,000 prestige, actually.
Yeah, you need 2,200, I think it is. Something like that. 2,000.
Yeah.
It's over 2,200 for sure. 2,200 or 2,300 that you need.
Yep. So, just as a side note, guys, and this isn't throwing him under the bus. This is just something that people fail to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to be saving. My main account, I finally made myself stop farming prestige because I have 12,000.
Oh my goodness.
But like that means that they can release 2 capital ships on me, and I still have enough prestige. Like I
Yeah,
want to make sure. So that prestige farming is very, very important. It feels like the payoff is terrible, but it feels even more terrible to unlock something as awesome as Executor and then not actually be able to get all the abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, the question is, which ones won't have enough to max all the abilities? So, which ones should I focus on? Should I baseline everything at 4 or 5 and use what is left to max what I can, or should I just max the most important abilities and fill in whatever else I can at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts? Oh, and he says, or she says, can possibly go to 5 or 6 stars initially, depending on crystals.
Right. So I think that's the important line here, 5 or 6 stars initially, because you're not going to be maxing your abilities if you're not 7-star.
Right, and the max abilities are like 150 prestige each, so that's going to be a whole lot. Like you'll be able to max out Piets.
Yeah.
And then the crew ones, though, there's what, 4 of them, 5, something like that, 4 abilities.
I don't know. We can double check.
Yeah, we can look.
We can look. We can go into the game.
I didn't actually go into the game though. 4.
4.
So, what are your thoughts? Do you have a preference on which ones are upgraded, Sarah?
I would go, I guess, with not the basic. I don't think I've ever used the basic. That's a lie. I have used it because all the other ones were on cooldown once.
Right, but the other ones are so good, you always want to use special if you can.
Yeah, so don't start with the basic, I guess.
Yeah, like if you really want to, like the first couple prestige levels aren't that much, but yeah, I would do. Can you click on the assist here? I'll actually just bring us into the game so other people can look at it too.
Man.
Okay, so
That's
this one, that was the mass assist.
No, this is the mass assist.
No, that's the basic.
God damn.
The next one over, yeah. Oh, this is the heal.
No, we're good.
There,
we figured
there's the
it
mass
out.
assist. There you go. So click on 7 though, if you would please.
Okay.
So this one is call all bounty hunters allies to assist. So this is just extra damage and minus. So I like the minus damage penalty for them. If you can get to that level, that's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. What does the ultimate do? Does it just reduce your cooldowns?
This one at
Yeah,
7.
gives you protection. So the minus cooldowns on that is pretty
Yeah.
nice too. I'd
The
get
the gain is the stun when this is maxed.
right. So I'd go up to 6 and then leave it. Frankly.
Hmm.
And then what's the healing one?
Yeah, that's it.
Could you scroll down and up just to 7? What does 7 do? They gain foresight for 2 turns, and if they are also yeah, so level 7 is probably the one you want to aim for there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, if you can, I would go for the ultimate first to relics or to level 6, and then the mass assist to 7 if you can, and then do the healing one up to 7 if you can,
Yeah,
and leave the basic alone.
that makes sense.
Oh, what's the crew one? What does Pietz do?
Piets. Oh, this is the really weird one. It's bonuses.
Oh man, so I would work on that one too. Like up 8 is fantastic, and you'll have access to that one right away.
Hmm.
I mean, in some ways, you're saving graces. You just can't get the max level anyway, so that's 150 a pop. So that's already 600 that it's saving you. So
Right.
yeah, I would max this one out though. Like doing 50% less to tank allies. That's crazy, man. Taking out a turn, like there's a lot of counters out there that require out of turn attacks
Hmm.
against this team, and yeah, this is really good. This is an important one.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, and then once you're at 7-star, you can max them.
get the rest. Yay.
Just make sure you have all the prestige.
All right. Do we have time for any more? Do you want to?
Um, how much time do we have?
We're almost 17 minutes in.
Okay, so we'll skip one. The second one though that I was going will actually lead us into our pack review because Karen was asking what our thoughts were on the pack that I wanted to review.
Okay, let's do it then.
So he's asking basically it's the AD-RAD'S pack. It is $30 American. Where did it go? It's $40 for me.
So yeah, if you want to bring him to 4 stars immediately,
Yeah.
$40 for you. Jeez.
$40 for me, and it has kind of changed because it used to be $20 for these marquee packs,
And it used to be $10 before that.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to include crystals in the $20 one, but the $30 one you get 4 Omicrons instead.
So they're swapping out 1,000 crystals for 4 Omicrons, and it costs $10 more.
Right. So I can see the point. I think Solo was saying this, that he would take the crystals from this pack and then use it to buy a gamble pack, one of the lottery packs.
Yeah, and it never pans out. I've done it a couple times too.
Yeah. So
those gamble packs, man.
They never pan out.
You see things on Reddit because there's so many people that eventually someone's going to spike those high numbers, but I've never seen more than like maybe 10 shards.
Right.
From the gamble pack. So horrifying value, but yeah, like all right, what are your thoughts? I'll let you think. I'll let you talk about it first. I do have some specific thoughts though. Mm-hmm.
I feel like Omicrons. I mean, how many do you get in the $100 pack?
Yeah, 30 total.
30 total. So
and
if
you get some Cairo tech and stuff. You get a few other things. But yeah.
So if you're comparing it like dollar to dollar value to that pack, just on the Omicrons alone, it would not be worthwhile.
So if you didn't get the shards at all,
you didn't get the shards,
you're paying $30 for 4 for 4 Omicrons.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, $7.50 a pop, $7.50 each.
Right.
As opposed to, I guess, if you have if you spend $100 for 30 of them, I mean, yeah, you're still paying dollars for each of them, but it's like half.
Right.
Half the value. So, not to mention, like the Cairo techs have their own value as well. That's another 1,400 crystals on top of things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, these are more expensive if you just get that.
If you're looking at it just as an Omicron thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're gonna buy it for the character, I don't know. I'm super torn on this because originally I thought the price was the same
Okay.
and they just took the crystals out of it.
I think
I
it was an okay swap for that.
I think I would still buy it just for the Omicrons.
Okay, so I think a more fair math comparison here would be, all right. So they've traditionally said that for $10 you could get 30 shards, and then you have to spend another $10, but you get $10 worth of crystals approximately
Okay.
for that. So if we say, all right, $10 of this 30 is on Radis, you get $10 spent on that. So now it's $20
Mm-hmm.
for 4 Omicrons.
Okay.
That's $5 each Omicron,
Yeah.
right? $5 each. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's a little bit like instead of like 333 for the other pack,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. This is okay.
It's a little bit, but I mean, we both know though that obviously in any of these packs, the higher you go, the better the rate is of whatever you're getting, right? Like it's the same thing with
Right.
the crystal packs. The higher you go, the less expensive the crystals cost per crystal.
Yeah. So I don't want to shill for CG here at all. This annoys me. Like I didn't ask for this. I want to just I've made my peace with the $20 one, but that really pissed me off when because I was like, man, $10 I could do $10. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
$20 I was gonna spend that on crystals anyways. I'll do that, even though it's an inefficient amount of $10 for an inefficient amount of crystals. Like okay, we can,
Right.
but now it's $30. The thing that I think that just popped into my head when I saw this after a while of thinking about it was it, inflation is happening all over the place right now. And,
Mm-hmm.
like we've traced it back, and like the frozen pizzas we used to buy just 6 months ago were so much cheaper that like it's just been like a $2 markup. And maybe that's just one small sample size, but that's across the board. And
Right.
so CG asking for the same amount of money for the same number of things, like for us, it feels like, oh, it's normal. You pay $20 for these shards. You have to think though; they still have to pay wages, like living wages, to their employees and stuff. Like I don't know that this is. And a lot of people are going to see this, I think, as you know, them just only caring about money. But at the same time, I mean, there's a certain level of price raising that we're going to have to expect here. Like
Right.
that's just the truth of it. We have to expect that, as painful as that is. So whether or not this is good, I don't know. I did buy this one. I will say this: like getting him to 4 stars doesn't move the needle at all for him. Like you need
Right.
him 7 stars with relics for him to be any good.
Right. Yeah. I feel like the majority of people buying this one, you're either, if you care about Radis, you're just going to buy the lottery packs anyway, and you're buying this one for the Omicrons.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to get a few more Omicrons for sure.
So,
Yeah, eventually Omicrons are gonna be like we're gonna have too many ways to get them, and they're gonna turn into Zetas, you know. But
right.
right now they're ultra valuable to me. So I did buy this one. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I'll buy them in the future though. $30 it feels pretty steep to me
Right.
for what you get.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. So, do we have time to rush roster?
We do. I mean, we have 6 minutes if we want to go to 30 minutes, but we can go over as per usual.
We're going to try not to. We'll see if we can do this in 6 minutes. So, that's what she said.
Yeah, he was skeptical.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
so this is Sputnik
Aardvark.
Aardvark.
Sputnik Aardvark.
And they're part of Ray's Elites.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
possessive, though. Okay.
Not possessive. Just
Rhodium
multiple
3.
rays. Rhodium 3. 3.9.
So just out of doing the good conquest. Okay. So first off, I would advise, you probably have plans for this, but whenever conquest starts, like
Mm-hmm.
4 starts, get another 7,000 from somewhere. You need
Mm-hmm.
that.
And starting on the 15th.
Yeah. Yeah, so
So
get another 7,000 because I'll say this, normal mode, if you get if you get red crate on normal,
mhm.
you get the same box as what box 1 on hard.
Yeah. And it's real easy to get to box 1.
Yeah. So like hard mode is
Yeah.
just infinitely it's a huge upgrade. Really big upgrade. Okay. So
Absolutely.
Erodium 3. So
Okay.
this guy's account is basically the same as Prevail Man's, except he clearly has Relic 8 on Kenobi.
Right. So
Ships.
capital ships. Oh,
Okay.
that's relic 9 on Kenobi.
Um,
Am I crazy?
no. Okay, why?
I'm just shocked.
No, so upper like big guilds will a lot of times require everyone to get Relic 9 on Kenobi because of speed mismatches and stuff. Like there's valid reasons. At,
Sure.
at this level in Erodium, you don't need that. That is one of the worst uses of gear you could possibly do at this level. Oh,
And
you do
the
have Relic 8 on Grievous? I mean,
and 6-star malevolence.
okay. Do they have the Interceptor? I don't think they could have had it, right? Because they have too
I
low
don't
of
think
GP.
no, there's no way. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so my brain is breaking a little there, but
That's okay.
it's okay.
You
Maybe
bludgeon your way through conquest, so
thanks. I was, you know, talking about something else, but you're
oh.
fine. You're fine for just judging me. I secretly judge you a lot, so let's
Okay.
move on.
Oh.
What?
4-star battle bee. Oh, a relic
Yeah,
9 negotiator.
yeah. 4-star Rebel, Y-wing. 4-star Imperial. That was the thing that I was saying that I was scratching my head on, and
Ah.
you decided to judge me instead of figure out what the actual issue was. Okay, so start farming pilots and ships
Oh
like right now,
man.
because if once you need them, you need them. Like
Yeah. This is huge.
silencer.
Being behind in ships is painful.
Oh, Wedge isn't even
Oh.
dude. Wedge is so easy to farm. Like he's in Galactic War, right? In that store, in the War store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hyena dude. Okay,
And vulture droid.
We say this every frickin' week. Like, farm your non-pilot ships, because then you don't have to worry about like, okay, like a new update came out. Relic 10 is here. Like, should I put Relic 10 on my Relic 9 Kenobi that was ill-advised, like this guy did? Like, no, you don't have to. You don't have to worry about putting them on a pilot because they don't have a pilot to
Mm-hmm.
worry about. Like, they're the best investment in the game almost, and you already have like you clearly care about malevolence. You have an 8-star or sorry, an 8 relic Grievous. Why wouldn't you invest in Vulture and Hyena? That's next level silliness.
Yeah. Yep. 5-star Rex. Oh, relic 5 Rex.
But Relic 5 Rex with 5 stars
Yeah.
on the ship.
Oh
Like,
wow. Relic 8 Ahsoka.
so
Is that
very
necessary?
clearly. I mean, so she's the fast one. That's nice to be able to out. Yeah, like Relic
Oh.
9, Relic 9 on 5s. Like clearly he's invested in that mirror match. Like that. The thing is, the negotiator mirror match is. I haven't done it forever, for
Mm-hmm.
so long, because you don't have to. Like, you can just cheat. Doesn't matter how fast everyone is, as long as you have a fast enough TIE fighter. You go,
Right.
you just have your TIE fighter go, and then they shoot your TIE fighter with foresight, and then your own Relic 8 negotiator goes next anyway. So like, there's no reason, like, stop investing in that mirror is unnecessary.
Oh man. Okay. Do you want to look at the characters?
Do I ever? Jeez.
Oh man. Okay.
So get your Akbar to level 85, by the way. Like, you clearly you have a good Falcon. Like, you have Relic, Han, and Chewie, I saw.
Wow,
So,
there's a lot of. You have more relic 9s than I do.
what, is that 3 of them?
I see at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
Kenobi, 5s, and Gas.
Oh, yes, yeah. Well, I mean, the 501st team. So, So that I'm sure that can get you some holds, but at the same time, I mean, my Relic 7 Commander Luke team just destroys that clone team anyways. I mean, that's okay. That's an okay invest. Like the interchange between Kenobi and Gas, like those two,
Hmm.
probably make a pretty good defense and offense tandem. But yeah, that clearly this person has spent a lot of money on this, and I don't know. I find the negotiator mirror match investment to be a pretty shaky proposition, especially because we're looking at a potential
Shift.
second ship
Hmm.
shift in the future.
Hmm.
But okay,
Okay.
Relic 7 on B1. I guess that's okay. Like
Okay. Fun. Crazy.
should an Anakin at Relic 7? Maybe
Hmm.
yeah, maybe get him to 8 if you're gonna just overinvest in every single frickin' thing.
Qui-Gon Omi. Zam Omi. Okay.
What kind of bounty hunters? What do their bounty hunters look like?
Let's see.
Okay,
Uh, so
so yeah,
going for executor?
um, so Mando needs to actually be okay to unlock.
Bam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, okay, so you got Zam here. What's the purpose of Zam in this unit? Because so she gives a bunch of speed and a couple other stats, but the speed are the important parts. What does she actually do for this squad? Like Grief is clearly uncared for. No Zetas on him.
Right.
uh, like Mando is the one that you want to be able to execute people with. Fennec is amazing on a lot of different bounty hunter builds, but like you put the Omicron on Zam on a team that the Omicron isn't warranted. Like what? Why would you like?
Right, because you're not speeding anything up other than Django's rocket.
Yeah, like what? What's the purpose? It seems a little bit dumb. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
What else?
Um, I don't know. I feel Trip on me.
I just don't know if I should even bother thinking
Right.
about that.
Um, okay, so let's I don't even know.
Okay, look at Jedi maybe.
I don't even know. Thrawn looks sad there.
Sure.
Uh, okay.
So many relics. Like okay, so relic 7 mace with the Omicron. I mean,
Why
all right,
Relic
that's.
7?
I mean, if he has his Omicron, clearly it's like this guy must be in a like super focused territory war guild. He has to be. Otherwise, none of these upgrades make sense. Like this is sheer madness. This mace, like, I guess he goes okay with Jedi Master Kenobi, but that's level of investment is it's very interesting. We'll just say
Mm-hmm.
that. I guess Relic 7 Mace on a Qui Gon team could be okay, but
That would be annoying.
sure. I and by the way, I don't care that he spent money on this. That's fine,
No,
totally
do
fine.
do what you want to do.
I'm just astounded at the things he chose to spend. It's crazy. It's a lot of money for Relic 9 on General Skywalker for a somewhat diminished return. And then Jolie is like, "Hey, I'm happy at Gear 10 here." Not.
No.
Doesn't care. All right, and then Plo Koon, he's like, "Hey, I've overinvested in my Galactic Republic fleet, my negotiator fleet, except for the guy who comes
Oh,
and saves everything, Plo Koon, who just gets breathed on, and that he just dies.
and just dies.
Like maybe finish up Plo Koon a little bit, man. At all?
Bring
I
that
don't know.
ship in.
I feel like I'm just giving more advice than
Oh.
I am like roasting, but
Well, I want to see his Sith. Never
all right,
mind.
I'll give you a turn.
I feel
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, that wasn't worth taking time on. I'm
Man.
gonna start coughing up a storm if I actually laugh much.
Okay. Is there anything you want to see other than I'm
Um,
just sad now.
so he's working on what Sith Eternal now because he's got Dooku. Or like, let's hope he's working on Sith Eternal. I
Well, let's look at his troopers and see. No.
all right, my brain is breaking again.
Are you feeling sad?
I don't even know what this emotion is. Just
All right.
stupefied, maybe. Though a lot of our listeners are probably going to be like, that seems like your natural thing, Zareth. So, okay, so doesn't care about Night Sisters except put a Zeta on Asajj for fun, I guess.
For fun.
For the gas mission, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna say bad things about investing in the Separatists. I think they're pretty universally amazing. Maybe
Yeah.
Jodica's a little fishy, but otherwise, I mean, pretty damn good. This is. Could you see how fast their Grievous is? How is he modded? All right, so health. With some potency. No speed. Oh, some speed. Not much though. All right. Moving on.
All right.
I don't know.
I just feel like there's a lot of relics. And
He has like 2 good teams. That's what he has.
it's a
He
lot
doesn't
of
have.
there's
Okay,
just a
so
lot of relics, and then it falls off into a mix.
oh, could you look and see what his Ki-Adi-Mundi is? Just go to Jedi.
I don't remember seeing Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Right. Yeah. So scroll down, see if he's unlocked at all.
Nope.
Okay, so if you're in a territory war guild, they're like, hey, we require like Relic 7 Mace with an Omicron and all this madness. Like, get your negotiator mirror match up. Like, that's the only reason I can think that you ever want to do this. Then maybe make sure that guild can actually get cam shards ever. You know? Like, if they think they're big and bad, then they're getting cam shards, and these guys aren't. So what's the point? Like, they're just full of crap.
Well, and I'm assuming, yeah, this is all relic. Like this is doing.
Yeah.
You're doing cam. You're doing
Yeah.
cam.
Yeah, so he probably has like 2 or 3 cam shards. Because his guild is probably just total BS.
So.
Because he would unlock cam if he could, so he could go with Qui-Gon Jinn.
Right. To go with
So,
that Omicron.
Yeah. All right, we're probably way out of time. But
All right. That's it. That's
way
all.
out of time. Way out of time for this. And put a frickin' Zeta on Darth Vader. I don't care which one it is. Just do it. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye. That's it.